Hey, what's going on, everybody? Knowledge coming at you again. A lot of you guys hit me up, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and you ask me for my advice on certain things. And I never claim to act like I know everything. I know a lot of things, but I never act like I'm a know-it-all, or there's not things for me to learn just within life or even about myself. But I try to give good advice out there and help you guys, and I appreciate the fact that people value my point of view and my advice that I give to them. But today I want to talk about attitude and how attitude is very important. A lot of times we get kind of complacent with things in our life, whether it's our career or it's going to school or whatever. You do the same thing day in and day out, maybe just to pay your bills, or it just becomes a ritual. You don't do anything outside of your zone, and you get kind of complacent, and you don't really go after the things that you really want in life. I want to talk about attitude towards that, because your attitude reflects your leadership. A lot of times when we fail in life, failure becomes to be more comfortable than actually the possibilities of succeeding in something. So you get people who might go to school for a little bit, or they fail a class, or they don't feel like they have the right education or right personality or ambition to go after the things that they want. Sometimes that can be the case. Sometimes we do have to upgrade your ambition, or you do have to put a little bit more effort into what you're trying to achieve in life. But before any of that, you have to have a great attitude. You can't be afraid to fail in life, and just me speaking from my point of view, I remember being in college, and like I said, I come from a single parent household. That whole mom and dad's gonna buy me a car when I'm 16 and all that, that shit we see in the movies. I didn't have that. I never had anybody to really depend on, especially after I got to the age where I'm a legalized adult. I never had anybody to depend on financially, so I've always had that independence in me and that go-getter mindset, and I can remember, being in college, looking for a job, and struggling, trying to go to class, and at the time I was in a dorm for a minute, and then I had moved and got my own place. But I remember searching for a job. It had been months and months and months, and then finally I was able to land me a joint at Target, and this was back in, I say, 06, 07, and I had been spending months to find a job and everything. I'd been there a couple of months and stood in a long ass line. I think they were only hiring 300 people, but like 4,000 people interviewed for these certain positions, but only 300 people were gonna get hired. So I happened to be one of those 300 people that they felt like can get the job done. So I'd been there for months or whatever, blah blah blah. Business got slow. It was a brand new store. I guess they wasn't picking in the type of revenue that they thought they were going to bring in. So they laid a lot of us off. I was one of those guys that was laid off. And, my whole attitude after I got laid off, I'm not going to say I felt, I didn't feel the aftermath of, hey, you're out of a job now, or, all those months of looking for work, and you finally got something. You were only there for a couple of months, and then, now you're out of a job again. I'm not saying I didn't feel that, but I had a certain type of attitude, because I always go by, if something's not meant to happen, it's not meant to happen. If something doesn't keep you somewhere, and you know that you've done your best, and you've done it to the max of your abilities, then it's not for you. And, after I got laid off, it was like, okay, whatever. Let me move on to the next phase of my life. I'm still in school. I didn't plan to be at Target for the rest of my life anyway. But let me go out here and find something else. Everybody around me that got laid off, was sad and, whining and shit. And, one lady even cried. And I understand, because, you have people who have kids. So it puts you in a different mindset. And I had a co-worker I was cool with, and he was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't even have a job anymore. And I told him, I said, I know exactly what you should do. You get your ass up, you go on the computer, you go street hunting, and you find yourself another job. And that's always been my attitude. You know, I don't stay complacent or in a mindset to where I can't do better. And I think, you know, we all should have that type of mindset, you know, and you know, your attitude towards what you want to accomplish in life, and your motivation towards accomplishing that is very important to whether you fail or you succeed. And you know, going back to me again, you know, for a lot of you guys that don't know, I work in the music industry, and I can remember being turned away. I tried to get so many internships to break into that field. You know, I went to Epic. They said no. I went to Interscope. They said no. I went to several independent record companies. No, no, no. I got so many doors slammed in my face. You know, people was like, you know, you have no skills. You know, I even had people within, you know, my neighborhood. I was like, oh, you know, they don't want no black nigga like you working over there with them white people, blah, blah, blah. You know, so many doors slammed in my face. So many people saying I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And, you know, I kept moving. I didn't let all that stop me or disencourage me from doing what I wanted to do in life. And I kept knocking on doors. And, you know, finally somebody said yes. You know, the guy that liked my personality, liked my confidence. You know, he enjoyed the fact that I had knowledge and education, and a good education on the history of music, along with my ambition, my drive, and, you know, somewhat a little bit of my cockiness. You know, he enjoyed that from me. I'm not going to put the guy's name out there because, you know, people crazy, but he gave me an opportunity, you know, to put my foot into the music industry. And, you know, like I said, I bust my ass there. I did that for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. And, you know, now I'm at a position, I'm still growing, but I'm at a position where I want to be, and a position that I'm happy with. And, you know, it just goes to show you that you got to keep pushing in life. You know, if you have a moping type of attitude, and you feel like you can't do better, or, you know, well, I'm 30 now, or I'm 40 and I can't do what I really want to do, or I'm too old, or I'm too young to do certain things, that's the wrong type of mindset to have. Confidence always wins in everything. You know, even when we talk about approaching a woman, you know, confidence is the key. You can ask a majority of women out here who comes off more appealing to them. A guy that comes up with his head down, his body language is weak, he's not looking a woman in the eye, or a man that approaches her with direct eye contact, knows what he wants, and is aggressive about going after what he wants. You know, ask your mother, ask any woman who is more appealing to them. And it's the same thing with life. You know, you have to have a great attitude, you have to be ambitious, and you have to go after the things that you want, no matter what is stopping you. If you really want it, you're going to do it. So, you know, that's just what I want to talk about. You know, I know I talk about, you know, racism and social issues and things like that. But, you know, I'm a well-rounded guy. I like to talk about all types of different things. And I just want to talk about, you know, attitude, and, you know, you using that attitude to accomplish what you want to accomplish in life. You know, we all gonna get knocked down, and you probably gonna get knocked down more than you standing up, but it's about how you respond to that. And nothing can beat anybody up in this world. Nobody, no words, nothing can beat you up more than life itself, because life, you know, is a bitch and it will destroy you if you let it. But, you know, tough times don't last, tough people do. And, you know, I'm a strong believer of that saying. But I'm out, y'all. Peace.